When you when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. It's rare in 2019 for a television show to capture the entire world's attention as completely as Game of Thrones managed to do. It is unlikely with the rise of streaming services that something on the same scale will ever happen again. Yet those immortal words have forever changed pop culture, just as much as the cake is a lie, gotta go fast, what's my name, and Luke, I am your father. The Iron Throne talked back in 2014 with Telltale's Game of Thrones, showing us the trials and tribulations of House Forrester in the aftermath of the Wed Telltale game, so it isn't going to take a lot of effort to achieve the Platinum Hero, but that doesn't mean that this is just another Telltale game. Telltale was at the height was at the height of their powers back in 2014, and this was the first time Telltale did any experimentation with their tried and true formula they had perfected with Telltale's The Walking Dead. This time around, Telltale gives us 4 playable characters with different ways of accomplishing the same goal: save your house from total destruction. Warwick is the lord of the house, and is in the thick of the main conflict with house rival White Castle. Asher is on the hunt for an army to aid Warwick in fighting off the enemy army. Mero is at King's Landing and is dealing with the Lannisters, trying to forge an alliance with the Iron Throne, and Garrett Tuttle is at the war trying to find a mythical Northern Grove. Each of the 4 Foresters have the same goal, play the same way, but must adapt totally different methods of achieving their goals. Mero must be cunning above all else with Lannisters, and political power was aiming at her throat. Rourke must be an unbent in order to keep his house standing tall and proud despite being crippled. Asher must be ruthless in order to gain his allies, and Geralt has to be strong in his convictions. Now this is a Telltale game, so none of this is set in stone. It can be changed for my playthrough, and they were just the choose that led me down my path. I feel like this is where the characters would naturally go and fulfill their roles. Now, that being said, Telltale style started to creep in this game, and on this game more than in any other title. This means while I was playing a game like I would have played any other game, but there were decisions I knew wouldn't matter because Telltale has a story to tell, and they were going to tell whether or not I was going to make it easy for them. I went into this game ready to not like it, but the season finale of Game of Thrones is tonight, and what? It was over a month ago. Well, why the bloody hell is this video so late? Oh, I was in London for the season finale? Then why didn't you release it the week after? What do you mean I missed the deadline and I stopped caring about the Game of Thrones world and didn't want to play the game anymore until I finally said, fuck it, get this done. And did this whole script like the finale was tonight. I was forced to include this bit just to justify talking about the finale for the tie-in, even though at this point the almighty algorithm no longer gives a shit about Game of Thrones, and it might have just wasted all this time on a script and a specific platinum at a specific time. Weird. But I thought the concept was going to weaken the overall experience. 4 characters, how was I ever going to really develop a connection with any of them? Let alone the side characters that make up the narrative for them. It is Game of Thrones, so people do die randomly and harshly, but it feels like Telltale wasn't ready to go all in on the possibilities of Westeros. So I made a choice that got Rorik, the lady of the house, as well as my little sister, killed. Essentially killing off a large part of House Forrester, and I was excited. I thought finally Telltale is going to go all in on Westeros and the possibilities that this world allows me. But then I was given a failed mission state. They weren't ready to kill off the majority of the cast despite putting in an option that would get that result. And despite having a world that makes complete sense. Telltale has always built their own worlds off of other properties, but in this case, it felt disingenuous, and it felt like disingenuous and weakened, and a weakened take on the world of Game of Thrones. I wanted to make, I then took, and then said you can't make that choice. That being said, I did really enjoy the story, and did start to feel connected to the characters, even though it was a little weird to see main characters like Jon Snow, Daenerys, interacting with House Forrester, even though none of them are mentioned in any other forms of media. And yet almost every main character has an entire monologue on your actions by the end of the season. Jon Snow talks about Geralt, Cersei has words for, and Ramsay has words for both Asher and Warwick. I feel like this is where I would talk about the multiple endings the game offers you, but here it's unnecessary, since there is no trophy for getting multiple endings, so instead, I'll just talk about my ending. So here's your spoiler warning for an ending that you get by doing a specific set of actions I haven't described, but an ending is an ending, so here we go. Warwick is dead, killed off protecting his house in one of the final battles, leaving Asher to become Lord of the House. Men executed by trying to play the game and playing it pretty terribly. All in all, the North Grove that Geralt spent so long trying to get to, and was even told specifically must not fall, is left abandoned and wildling fodder. Asher is morally ruined as Irongrass literally burns behind him. Not to mention, he too is now physically almost beyond repair, cut down in his prime. Not dissimilar to how we find Warwick at the beginning of the game. I failed in almost every possible way, killing half of my playable cast, losing my home, and yet I was given the title of playing with cunning intellect. And I'm not sure you can say that when every trick was pulled and still got me mostly killed. Now, this being a Telltale game, there isn't a lot to kind of talk about. So, for the most part, that's going to be it. Now, I'm going to show you the Platinum Trophy. And we'll go on from there. Alright? One moment. So, this is the Platinum Trophy. And in comparison to... Okay. So, this is the Platinum Trophy. In comparison to other Telltale Platinums, I actually really like this one, because it's something that's not just, you can look at it and be like, immediately know that it's a Platinum Trophy for a specific game. It's the banner of House Forrester. It's the banner for House Forrester, and it essentially is the main goal of the game. Raise the banner, protect the house, shout iron for mice as just before you get killed, and enjoy your shiny new platinum. All in all, as a design is pretty much everything that is nice about Platinum Trophies, giving you that crucial piece of like, yeah, this is what you have type thing. Now, it is a Telltale game, so I'm not going to say you should shout from the rooftops about it. But, being as I did get this one for the series finale of Game of Thrones, and I got kind of caught up in this hysteria as well, I will say that with it being a more rare Platinum Trophy when it comes to the comparisons of the rest, with it being a more rare trophy than in comparison to the rest of Telltale's usual offering, I will say that this is one to be proud of. It's not one to be brag about or whatever, but it is something to be like, nah, I did play through that game. It was a lot, and but with absolutely no real reason and no real challenge added, I can't give it that rating either. Other Telltale games I will in the future, but with this one I just can't. So unfortunately I do have to give this game, because of its lack of challenge, because of really anything that doesn't really hit me emotionally like the game was trying to, because of so many characters and because of so many things kind of just happening in the ethos, I do have to give this game a rating of acknowledge it. It is a Telltale game. It is a nice platinum design, I will say that, but there's just no challenge here. There's nothing really to brag or be bold about. And unfortunately, that's what I have to say. So, thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you for being a part of this. If there is a next Telltale game you want me to play and want me to talk about in the comment section down below, let me know. Also, if there's just any other game in general you would want me to try to platinum, let me know as well. I'm always taking some suggestions, and I'm always kind of like when it comes to it. So, thank you guys for watching. My name has been Insane Raven, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.